Well, yeah, we've used photography and videos to create a whole lot of content for our company that's been very powerful and helped drive an incredible amount of interest.
Shooting it raw?
Yes, shooting it raw. The last photograph, which is also going to be exciting, it's the photograph here is so you have the Boxable. It's in this case it's like a showcase. So in the photo, the bottom quarter of it has the Boxable unit, I guess. Looks like a prototype, an early prototype, and then the top half of the image is sky and trees, and in the distance is the very iconic, recognizable U.S.
Capitol.
It's the capital. It's the capital, but it's the, I guess, Congress. Is that what it is?
Yeah. So that photo is taken on what's called the National Mall in front of, I believe it was the Capitol building in the background there. That's in Washington D.C. And we got invited to, I guess they called it the Housing Innovation Showcase, something like that. Along with just a few other exhibitors, to kind of show this off to lawmakers and people like that. So it was really, really cool for us. We pulled up the house and we put it on a truck and we sent it to Washington, and we had more kind of learning experiences, and we actually had more Murphy's Law stuff there as well. There's tunnels underneath of that National Mall, and they're not supposed to bring like big rigs like trucks in the tunnel.
Right.
But our truck driver decided to drive the truck into the tunnel, and he crashed the house.
Oh no!
He crashed it. So he basically went through the tunnel, smashed the whole thing, scraped it across the top of the tunnel, smashed all the lights off the tunnel, destroyed it. And then we were like, oh man. So then we got it there and we took it off and we looked at the damage, and it wasn't that bad, and we patched it up a little bit, and once again, no one knew about the troubles we had, and we made it in time for the show. So that's just another, funny story. And, that was a cool,
So what are you guys looking at for the next 6 months, 1 year? You're getting investors, you're obviously getting attention, and it's like, what is on the horizon for you for the next 6 months and then for the next year? So obviously the factory is a big deal, but get us excited. What's happening?
Yeah, things are going really well. We're getting a tremendous amount of interest pouring in from all over the world. That's resulted in almost 40,000 people putting their name on a wait list to buy one of these. And as soon as we get our certificate of occupancy and move into this new factory in the next few weeks, we're going to start production on our first order, which is actually from the federal government, where they've ordered about 150 houses. So we are going to get to work building those houses and ramping up the assembly line and dialing it in and learning all the lessons we need to learn, so that hopefully we can, middle of next year or so, get up to that full production speed. And then from there, I will be looking to take it to the next level. And, I'll be looking for much more money from investors once it's proven, like very significant sums. And I'll be looking to do something 10 times bigger with the full robotics. And it's going to be really exciting once we prove everything, which is going to happen really soon. The upside here is going to be clear to everyone, and nobody's going to be able to deny it. Say, who are you? You're some dumbass who's never done anything like this before. You can't do it. And but no, we're gonna do it, and then we're gonna say, look, this is a huge solution to housing problems all over the world. The goal of the company is to just dramatically reduce housing costs so that people can have higher qualities of life, because they're spending less money on housing and they have more kind of upscale housing. So really could potentially have a really massive impact if we're able to pull that off the way I think we will. And all of our principles indicate to me that we're onto something, and we're significantly ahead of everyone else, doing traditional buildings.
Right. How I discovered, came across, and sort of reached out was very much kind of a use case. So like this native demand that is kind of emerging in my head made me look around. And so then when I saw this, it definitely captured my attention. So from my professional side, from my, as a consultant and work in terms of service leadership, which is another thing that feeds into the podcast, we often talk about how part of what makes Boxable successful or how it will fail is the chemistry of the people, right? So in terms of the team, in terms of how you grow in a way that adds the right people from the small sort of garage team into a larger sort of company, and then to potentially a large enterprise. So how are you, like, what is your resource and how are you getting the advisory services? So you're growing, because on the one hand, it's building the great product, okay, which is kind of clear. It's kind of like, okay, we have to make an amazing house, that is like, that we can sort of build larger options for people. So, you can satisfy the market. But then the other side of it is, the harder side of it, I think, is how do you create the network of people that it sustains itself, right? So who is helping you create that network?
Well, one thing that's really cool is, this video of the house unfolding has caught people's attention online, so it's kind of gone viral many times, and we have tens of millions of video views, and of course that pushes a tremendous amount of interest. And one resource we've got from that interest is people reaching out and saying, this is awesome, I want to help you, I want to work for you, and I want to participate in this. So that's, being key to our success. And, we've gotten support from every angle. I now we're building a team here in Vegas, working directly. We're building a huge list of customers. We're building a huge list of individual investors. We're building a huge list of people who want to be installers, people who want to sell us products. I mean, through forms on the website, we've just been accruing all these offers to participate in this. And
amazing.
Yeah, it's really cool. So we have all these resources to tap into.
Wow. It's like a big sort of movement that you're like riding this wave. So it's fantastic.
Yep, definitely.
Well done. So like I said before, when we started talking, an hour goes by very quickly. So thank you for joining me. And in terms of what you'd like to see, would you want to speak to that as well? Or is there anything else you'd like to add to kind of round out the portrait of what you guys are trying to do?
Nothing specific. I would just say, if people are interested, check out the website, check out the YouTube, the Instagram. As we go through this and continue to grow, we're going to continue to put up, videos and information about our progress. And, we're going to have a crazy couple of years as we grow this thing, and hopefully we can have a massive impact on humanity at the end of the day. That's what we want to do.
Yeah. I think so. For example, when you tell the stories or the anecdotes of how Murphy's Law, how you're shipping it, and all of a sudden you're just like, oh shit, there's this, that kind of stuff for people like young budding entrepreneurs or people trying to understand or to kind of get the human side of things is kind of fascinating and enjoyable. So what has happened? I mean, I think so far it's probably been a whirlwind. So you're probably like, whoa, holy shit. Like this is just like amazing. But what event can you think of that happened that just really blew your mind? Because when you start something like this, you never know what's coming up ahead, right? You can't see into the future. For all you know, next week, something will blow, that completely dwarfs everything else will happen, right? So what has happened in the past, say, 6 months or year that you would have never anticipated that was just like mind-blowing result?
maybe just the sheer volume of interest has stunned us, because when we started, we thought, this idea for a building system that can build any building is a big idea. But starting with this little casita house, we didn't think that many people would be interested. There's a certain niche group of people interested in kind of tiny homes. And for the amount of interest we have gotten, it's been humbling, because it's just absolutely massive. I have so many requests. I can't even answer my phone anymore because it rings all day, every day. I can scroll back through my missed call log. It's just all red. So it's like huge amount of interest. And, it continues to amaze us that so many people have recognized that we kind of are onto something.
Amazing. Well, clearly, because some Yahoo from Hong Kong reaches out and he's just like, "Hey, do you want to talk?" And you're like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah,
I love it.
I apologize. I'm a little bit frazzled because of that. So, basically every day, all day, I'm on the phone with people, because so many people are interested, and so many emails coming in. So, as we kind of scale up and we bring on, other people to help, and we can offload some of these duties.
Sure.
But it certainly has been a whirlwind so far.
Wow. Galiano, thank you so much. I first of all, I appreciate it. I have witnessed and seen what it's like for people to be in your position, but it means you're onto something, man. It's like you guys are onto something, and this made this whole podcast episode be an ad for you, because I think what you guys are doing is really inspiring and amazing. And yeah, I'll be also talking with my wallet. So yeah, good man. Well done.
Very, very nice. Good to meet you, and thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Okay. Thanks, man. Have a good evening.
Alrighty. You too. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye.
So is life really a gift? Really? Can you make every second count? That's the whole point of the podcast. So if you like what you've seen and you're inspired, because that really is my mission, then please give it a like, subscribe, and share.
Shooting it raw?
Yes, shooting it raw.